Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to have a class on the laws of Shabbos. There is an idea, otherwise known as chamen for Svardim, or cholent. What is cholent? Cholent is a stew, for lack of a better word, that Jews eat on Shabbos, on Saturday. It's potatoes, barley, meat. Some people put beans, onions, and it cooks from Friday afternoon or Friday early morning till Shabbos, till Saturday morning, usually after prayers, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, with water, obviously, or else it's going to burn. But there are halachic ramifications to this whole cooking business. But being that it says in the Bible that you're not allowed to cook on Shabbos, so therefore, how is one allowed to cook? It doesn't mean that you can't make any fire, like sevar or ish. You can't light any fire, so therefore there's no cooking whatsoever. You eat cold cuts, and that's everything cold cuts. But if it's prepared before and it's done the way that it's supposed to be, the way it's prescribed in Jewish law, then one is allowed to do that. One of the ways to do that is to take raw meat right before Shabbos, or being that from Friday you already put raw meat into the stew, into the cholent, then it could stay for the rest of the day. And interestingly enough, it says that someone who does not believe in the words of the Chachamim, the words of the rabbis, and he says that you cannot eat cholent on Shabbos, we check to see if the person is a apikoros, if the person is a heretic. That's as strong as cholent is. And also it says that the cholent is kizeh makavod v'einik Shabbos. It's one of the delicacies and pleasures of Shabbos, the cholent. So we are not only going to speak about the cholent, but we are actually going to show how a cholent is made in real time, and we're going to get chopping with the ingredients. So we have our pot with a bag that we're going to put water in between the bag and the food. And then once the food's inside, we're going to fill it up, and it'll sit till tomorrow night, and then I'll give a video of what it looks like tomorrow, God willing. So we start first with the onions. The onions go on the bottom. This way it acts as a protection together with the potatoes. So you cut the ends of the onions. Everyone works different ways. There are those that clean up as they go along, and there are those that clean up after, whatever floats your boat. Some people just like to get it done and then they clean up after. I personally like to clean up as I go along. This way, when I'm done, all I need to do is wipe down the table and I'm done. So this we cut into small cubes, and on a regular Friday afternoon, if I make it at home, which I usually don't, but if I make it for my shul, for the synagogue that I pray in, I do not have the time to saute the onions, although sometimes it does come out better if you saute it and you put it in at the bottom. So that is onion number 1. This is onion number 2. we are going to get another onion. It's also one of the ideas behind the cholent is that it has all four species, where you have the cow, which is a livestock, an animal. You have the onions, which are the vegetables, the onions and the potatoes, which is vegetation. And the potatoes and onions are grown from the ground, which is the earth, which is inanimate, and the person that eats it is the human being. So you have all four, everything: the ground that grows the vegetables, which feeds the cows that eat the grass or hay, and then is slaughtered the way that it's supposed to be, the way it's prescribed in the Torah, is eventually all elevated to lifted up a level to the person that will make the blessing when he eats it, and he'll be able to serve Hashem while he eats the cholent. So that's also one of the ideas of having these particular foods in the cholent or the stew, is that all the four species are all elevated. Okay, so the onions are done, as you can see. Now we move on to the potatoes. It also depends on how many people you are peeling for. You are serving, not peeling for. What am I saying? How many people you are serving. So, if you have about 40 people, 50 people, you probably need best thing would be is to use a turkey slow cooker. You could buy them in Walmart or Amazing Savings or any type of those stores. Costco has them, the Thanksgiving type of turkey slow cooker, 20 quart, 22 quart. Those work perfect for about 40 people, some maybe even more. You need about a good, nice big 2 onions, about 10 pounds of potatoes, and you need a good 5, 6, 7 pounds of meat, or you just throw in a couple pieces of flanken and a roast, and the roast will just fall apart by Shabbos morning, by Saturday, and you're good to go. So, just doing some garlic on the side, adding some kick to it. So we got 2 potatoes done. So I have a small pot doing for a small crowd for tomorrow night, for Thursday, and right now I'm just doing 7 potatoes, which should be perfect, being that it's not a potato per person. It's about half a potato per person, about. cut the potatoes. The potatoes go on top of the onions, and then the meat will go on top of the potatoes. And then I have, for this particular one, I have 2 jalapeno peppers and 2 cloves of garlic, and then I'm gonna put on the spices, the barley, and we are done. It's also a lot of people think that kosher food is more like the rabbi blesses the food. Rabbi doesn't bless the food. There is a blessing that you make on food, but kosher food is mainly the ingredients, or when it comes to meat, for example, as we're cooking here, meat needs to be slaughtered and salted based on what it says in Chumash in the Torah. It says when you want to eat meat and you want to slaughter it, you'll eat it and you'll bring it as a offering, ka'asher tzivisicha, as I commanded you. And the rabbis learn out as it was passed down from oral tradition, that Moses was commanded then the laws of slaughtering, and it was passed down until it was written down in the Mishnah, the Talmud, Jewish law prescribing that it needs to be slaughtered with a knife, as we do today, or any sharp, unserrated object. But the easiest thing to slaughter the animal is with a knife, and it has to be that is able to split a hair, and the ritual slaughterer will practice on his nail and on his skin over here by his hand, being that the nail is the same type of texture as the animal's windpipe, and the skin is the toughness of the animal's neck. If it's able to do that and he doesn't feel any type of nick in the knife, then he can slaughter the animal. This way he's not causing the animal any pain, because if the animal does have pain, or it, God forbid, tears the animal's throat, then it renders the animal non-kosher, and he has to try again if the person wants to eat meat. So that's a crash course in kosher meat. We will, so now we'll do the meat. We have a different cutting board for that. I'm just gonna cut the meat in 3 slices. It's also you are what you eat. So if the food is kosher, refined, not too fatty, or whatever, then you'll be a little bit more kosher. That's why, at least for those, in Judaism, there's no pigs, there's no ham, just because God said. Could be that it tastes very good, but we don't eat it. So this is the flank hen. Put in the cheek. We're gonna go get the jalapeno that I forgot. Add some barbecue sauce. Okay, so this is all done. We have the barbecue sauce. Gonna go get we have some Himalayan salt. Some black pepper. Nice amount of paprika. And then we got some hot and spicy paprika. Mix it around. On a regular Friday, you would let this sit from Friday afternoon, Friday morning. That's when I usually make it, from Friday morning till Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock. Meaning I'm serving this tomorrow night, Thursday night. So I'm making it now at 11, and it'll probably be eaten 10, 11-ish. So it should be perfect. And we'll see how it comes out before I bring it to where I'm serving it. Have a wonderful day, and leave comments, questions, suggestions. See you on the next one.